Louisiana beer reviews. Here we are about 6:30 p.m. and we're looking at, you can see the bottle sweating, Founders highly acclaimed KBS, a flavored stout, bottled on March 5th, 2015. I did a video for, I guess it was a 2014 edition. They didn't have a date though, unfortunately, so I really don't know. I'm guessing John, Sharon, and Charles Lewis brought me that one. Everything came out very nice, and then there was a major lightning strike. I mean major. And it destroyed my computer and the modem, and it also destroyed a television in another room. So I had to go buy a bunch of new equipment. And that video was already stored on my computer, and I had erased it off the camera memory card, so that video's gone. But anyway, I did rate it 100 out of 100. It was world class. Even though, personally, I don't really care for bourbon barrel aged beers. They don't taste that good to me. People might say, well, you'd rather drink Corona Extra. Probably I really rather would drink that. But nonetheless, you know, it's Louisiana Beer Reviews, so we're going to review it. And let's see if this one's any different than the other one. 70 international bitterness units, 11.2% alcohol. Some smoke. It says flavored with vanilla and chocolate, and it's aged in oak bourbon barrels. So you got malt from barley. Oh, I'm sorry, coffee and chocolate, not vanilla, excuse me. Coffee from coffee beans, chocolate from cocoa beans, and the oak flavor from oak trees. That is a very thick tan head. On the other one I had, the head was very thin, so that's a difference right there, but it's just as dark brown as the other one. I don't have a snifter, so I figure I use this Negra Modelo big tulip glass. So it's essentially a black beer. I guess if you looked at it carefully, you could determine that it was dark brown, but it looks black with a tan head. Beer advocates saying it's a world-class beer. The bros say world-class, but they actually give it a 95 out of 100 instead of 100 out of 100, so maybe they're finding some faults with it. But they're very minor. Rate beer 100 out of 100, 100 out of 100 for the style, and on the Beer and Me, they're giving it 5 out of 5 stars. So it is one of the highest rated beers on the planet. It's just like the other one, this thing. It's a strong, oaky aroma from those bourbon barrels. I don't really like the smell of bourbon. I never drank bourbon. I don't even know if I've ever had bourbon. I'm not a hard liquor person, okay? So that's not my area. It's beer is my thing. I'm not against hard liquor. If people want to drink it, that's fine, but it's just not my thing. So you get that. You get dark roasted malts, and that's really it. I mean, I could sit here and try to make up some stuff, but that's really all I'm getting on the aroma. Nothing else. The flavor is very boozy. You picking up that 11.2% in that bourbon. So it is kind of tasting like hard liquor. And the deep, dark roasted barley malt, a little coffee, a little chocolate, but I probably wouldn't even say that if I hadn't read about it on the Founders website. I don't know how long this beer has been out. I know Founders was established in 1997, so it can't be older than 18 years, this brand of beer. I certainly appreciate them bringing it. They were supposed to have it at Mathern's. It did get sold in Louisiana this year. It sold out in about a few hours. Then the manager at Mathern's said at the last minute, the Founders people said no, they're not going to sell it to Mathern's because they only wanted the super high volume stores to get it. Hey, I know it sounds... Well, that's what he told me. I don't know. That story doesn't sound right. But usually we get the best stuff. Like we got the West Lateran 12, so it could be true. That's what he said. I'm not going to accuse the guy of lying. It's a thick mouthfeel. It's medium to heavy. It's not 100% heavy, but it's pretty thick. It's pretty velvety. It's kind of sweet. It's strong alcohol. The char is coming in. The roasted barley malts are coming in. You know, I guess you could make an argument like, well, the Laterra in 12 uses the candy sugar, and it uses caramel, and this is using chocolate and coffee. They're saying right there it's a flavored malt beverage, flavored stout. So it's not made according to the Reinheitsgebot, it's cheating. If you're looking at it from that viewpoint of getting away from water, barley malt, hops, and yeast, yeah, it's true. But I don't guess too many people care that they're cheating by adding flavors because they think it's a wonderful tasting beverage. I think it tastes wonderful too. Do I detect any difference between the previous one that you'll never see? No, I really do not. I am prefacing it by saying it's not my thing. I do like really strong beers, no doubt. Not too big on the barrel aged. Not a huge fan of flavoring, but it does taste great. I would have to give it a world-class score. I think it is one of the top beers I've ever had. Wouldn't necessarily be dying to drink it all the time, but it is a nice treat. Like I said in the previous video, I think it would pair well with beignets from Morning Call in New Orleans or Café Du Monde in New Orleans, you know, the beignets with the powdered sugar. I think it would go very well with that. It does seem like a dessert-like beer. Now that one I drank earlier today, I laid down for a nap. I took a good long nap. The alcohol will hit you. You're going to feel it. The 70 IBUs, not so much. It doesn't taste so bitter. I would never guess 70, but the malts are so sweet and sugary that those kind of cancel each other out. So it doesn't ever seem too sweet or too bitter. So you could drink a beer that has much lower IBU rating, and it would have a more bitter flavor, I think. So there's a lot of videos I'm going to have to watch for this beer, I'm sure. I was offline all day, so I wasn't able to watch anything. I was out there shopping for new equipment. Well, that's why you have a savings account, I guess, so you can spend it on stuff you didn't want to spend it on. So anyway, Les Bon Temps Roulé, a world-class beer, whether it is or is not for you, nonetheless, it's world-class. And I'm going to end this review by saying thank you. There's no sediment. Thank you, John and Charles, for bringing this to me. And y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.